Welcome to Our College, Your Voices. I'm your host, Kara Monroe. We are pleased to continue bringing you each month's President's Update in your podcast feed as another way for you to connect with this important communication tool at Ivy Tech. As a reminder, if you're an Ivy Tech faculty or staff member, you will be able to see the slides and script from President's Updates in My Ivy. I'd encourage you to log in. That will be on the employee dashboard in those areas. If you have any question about the episode, please feel free to reach out.
Good afternoon and welcome to the December President's Update. So last week, we honored 19 truly outstanding individuals with the Distinguished Alumni Awards at our annual ceremony. For more than 20 years, Ivy Tech has celebrated the success of our alumni by recognizing graduates who have made a lasting, positive contribution to the community, state, and college. Congratulations to all of our winners. For photos and bios, please visit ivytech.edu/alumni awards. Also, congratulations to our cybersecurity program for being recognized by Intelligent.com as one of the top 60 cybersecurity degree programs for 2020. The comprehensive research guide is based on an assessment of 105 accredited colleges and universities in the nation. Ivy Tech actually ranked 37 and was the only associate degree granting school in Indiana to make the list. We were ranked amongst leaders like Bellevue, Georgia Tech, Webster, Capital Technology University, and Oklahoma State, to name a few. So to review the full list, you can check out the link below. Now, in other good news, the newly elected officers for the statewide faculty council have been announced. The purpose of the council is to promote communication between faculty and administration. They serve as an important element of shared governance here at Ivy Tech. Jennifer Dennis Schaefer was elected chairperson and currently serves as a department chairperson of criminal justice, paralegal, and legal studies at the Evansville campus. She began her career at Ivy Tech in 2010 as an adjunct instructor for the criminal justice program. Tom Chester was elected vice chairperson and currently serves as a department chair for arts, sciences, and education on the Marion campus. He has been with Ivy Tech for 11 years. And Leanne Recton was elected as the incoming secretary and currently serves as a department chair for communications and general studies courses at the Lawrenceburg campus, along with the Batesville site. Congratulations, Jennifer, Tom, and Leanne, for your service to the statewide faculty council. This week, Moto Labs awarded Ivy Tech's mobile app as one of the most innovative campus apps of 2019. This puts Ivy Tech with elite institutions like Brown, Vanderbilt, and NYU that were also recognized for their innovation. Ivy Tech was awarded for its innovation in delivering personalized academic information to students, geofencing ability to switch campus locations, and evolution and future mobile roadmap that will guide students toward their greatest chances for success. There are 2.2 million mobile apps in the Apple App Store. In its first week of launch in August, the Ivy Tech mobile app broke into the top 100 most loaded mobile apps in the education category. Key Ivy Tech leaders who work tirelessly on that mobile app include James Duffy, Michelle Hall, and Scott Woodall from OIT, and Megan O'Connor from marketing. Many thanks to each of you. The Ivy Tech mobile app has much more innovation coming in 2020, so stay tuned. So now, to the not so good news. Spring enrollment is more than 10% down compared to last year. We've held steady for the past few weeks, seemingly, though, unable to get ahead of last year, let alone make progress on our enrollment goals. We believe there are really three key changes that are likely contributing to these enrollment impacts. First, our major transition to 8-week courses has created a delay in our students registering. We know that many of our students want to wait until they know they're going to pass that class before registering for the upcoming semester. Second, we implemented mandatory advising, aka mandatory PINs. That has also slowed the registration process. And third, the enrollment cycle this year is much shorter, especially with only 10 days to register once everyone comes back from break. Perhaps we could say this trifecta has resulted in a bit of a perfect storm. We remain, however, committed to the 8-week courses and required advising as they both benefit our students. So our goal now is to eliminate the enrollment gap prior to January. To that end, we have added 2 more tactics that we will enter into the mix of the college's efforts. First, to get our continuing students registered prior to the break, we at the college are offering 20 tuition and fee waivers to our current students who enroll in the spring semester by December 23rd. For those students who have already registered, they will be entered to win not only the tuition waivers, but they'll also get the cost of books. We are trying very hard to reinforce good behaviors of registering early. Even with this, one of the challenges that we will collectively face in January is students being able to meet with their advisors and get registered in time for the start of the semester. So, we have asked academic advisors to consider volunteering by working remotely or virtually over break, as all of our campuses will be closed. Many have already said yes, and plans are being put into place to make this a productive time of serving students when the students themselves have more time. Thank you to our campus teams for taking us up on this opportunity, and specifically, thank you to those who will pick up some additional advising over the break. Everyone who hears the President's update today, you can also help. For example, while we know that students enroll at a slower pace during exam weeks, faculty, please remind students as they are finishing those exams, take time to register before the break. Remember, that's the best way they can guarantee they're going to get the classes they want in spring semester. Being down more than 10% this close to the end of fall brings about the need to try these bold moves. Thank you to all who are working to execute these tactics. Our marketing and communications, OIT and business intelligence, enrollment planning, student success, operations, advising, and financial teams have all pitched in to make this happen this week. Thank you all for placing our students first and for saying yes. Well, I am going back to the good news, and I'm pleased to welcome Denisha Posey today, our new Executive Director of Employee Diversity, Equity, and Belonging. Denisha, please share more about yourself and some of the work you have started here at Ivy Tech.
Thank you, President Elsperman, for your support and visionary leadership. I look forward to learning and growing under your direction. It's been an honor joining Ivy Tech, the Ivy Tech team. My supervisor, Doran Moreland, has been a tremendous support and has helped me to find my place here at the college. I am grateful for every employee that has introduced themselves, and I hope to meet even more of you soon. I've been here a little bit over a month now, and it's been great getting to know everyone. Again, my name is Denisha Posey, and I'm a born and bred Hoosier. I grew up here in Indianapolis, went to Ben Davis High School, Marian University, and IU McKinney School of Law. I am bicultural and bilingual. Yo soy muy orgullosa de mis raíces y de donde vengo. I am married to an educator and have 2 beautiful children, Naima and Cairo. They are 4 and 5 years old, 13 months apart, and everyone thinks that they're twins. Naima is a complete diva and wants to be a singer when she grows up, and Cairo is obsessed with basketball and with Pacers. Victor Oladipo, pictured down there, is his BFF. I have a law degree from IU McKinney and have practiced law primarily around immigration, civil rights, and employment law. I come to Ivy Tech from state government as the Deputy Director and General Counsel for the Indiana Civil Rights Commission. I was also the administrative law judge for the commission as well. I really enjoyed my work there, but realized that I wanted to do more than enforce the anti-discrimination laws for the state. I wanted to be a part of the problem solving. When I saw this opportunity, I knew it would be a great transition for me. I'm able to use my skills and experience in employment issues and to make sure that all Ivy Tech staff are treated in an equitable and just way, and also that they feel that they belong here. My goal in my first year is to help cultivate a statewide culture of inclusion and transparency. This is in direct alignment with the college's strategic goal 8 of establishing a sustainable culture of diversity, equity, and belonging. I plan to work collaboratively across different functions, including human resources and academic affairs, to understand where we are and how we can get to where we would like to be. I believe in having a shared understanding of problems of inequity within education and employment, and taking that understanding to create a shared responsibility to change that's necessary for Ivy Tech to continue to make strides in closing the achievement gaps and to eliminate disparities in employment. I wanted to take a moment to highlight some important work from Goal 8. The strategic plan has already shown how cross-functional collaboration will make our institution better. Strategy 5.3, recruiting high-performing, talented employees, and 8.3, implementing new structures to ensure faculty and staff diversity, have very similar objectives. In the short time that I've been here, I've seen leadership from both strategies come together to create a plan of action that ensures human resources and the diversity leads statewide work collaboratively on hiring practices. It was exciting to see everyone share their perspectives and, in the end, create a dynamic system to ensure that Ivy Tech recruits diverse, high-performing, and talented employees. If I could request one thing from all 7,544 employees of Ivy Tech, it is to be actively and intentionally ensuring that diversity, equity, and belonging is in all that you do. If you don't know how that looks, ask someone to model that for you. Speak to your colleagues. Learn about their backgrounds. Involve people from other departments to your meetings to get a different perspective. I'm 100% available to helping us all not only make diversity, equity, and belonging something that we speak, but also something that is embedded in the fabric of our institution. Thank you.
Denisha, thank you. It has been a pleasure hearing about your background and why you chose Ivy Tech. Your work here is invaluable, and we appreciate you coming alongside us to help us with employee diversity, equity, and belonging. And again, thanks for joining us today. It's hard to believe we are wrapping up our 2019 calendar year, but did you know that we're also wrapping up our 2018-19 metrics? I've invited Andy Bound, our Senior VP and Chief Operating Officer, to share an update with us. Andy, welcome.
Thank you, Sue. So last week, we presented to our State Board of Trustees our final 2018-2019 metrics. Now, before you glaze over, let me say thank you. Thank you for your good work. In general, our metrics are all moving in the right direction, and that's because of the work that you do day in and day out. The plan for today is to provide you with an overview of our statewide metrics. If you want to know about how your campus specifically did, I'd encourage you to reach out to your chancellor. The full summary of our statewide metrics performance has been added to My Ivy in the employment dashboard section seen here. So let me share some of the highlights. I'm sure that it'll come as no surprise, but fall-to-fall retention is a sticky metric, remaining at 48%. Fall-to-spring retention improved to 71%, 1% above goal. The good news with our retention is that our multi-year trend, those trends are positive. Also in good news, enrollment was up ever so slightly this past year over the previous year, and that's the first time that we've been able to say that in 7 years. We saw another huge gain in credentials and those awarded. Our students earned 27,676 associate degrees and certificates. This year, for the first time, we were able to add industry certifications earned by students. So we added 7,617, bringing our total credentials awarded to more than 35,000, well on our path to 50,000.
Amazing.
The rate at which our students are earning credentials is increasing, with gains in first-time, full-time students graduating on time, as well as at 150%, or for those pursuing an associate degree, that means within 3 years. More full and part-time students are graduating within 300%, or 6 years for the associate degree. While fewer students graduated from Quadrant 1 programs, where there are more jobs than there are graduates, demand and supply are out of sync, and more students graduated from Quadrant 2, which are generally our limited enrollment programs. Now, here's more good news. Almost half of our graduates, 47%, are earning above the state median wage 1 year after graduation. Really, really good news. We greatly appreciate the feedback that you share with us twice a year through the Amplify survey. Across the state, more of you are more highly engaged than in the previous year. On a side note, we know that our chancellors and leadership teams are pouring through the feedback and seeking ways to foster an even more engaging campus culture. And I will tell you the same is happening at Systems Office. Now, even in a period with enrollment challenges, you've managed your budgets judiciously. The college is in a strong financial position. Operating budgets are certainly tight with little wiggle room. And the best way to increase budgets is through enrollment gains, as that in reality, nearly 50% of a campus's budget comes from just that. So thank you. Thank you for the care with which you manage your budgets. Our foundation and grants teams have had another banner year, raising almost $55 million. We're able to have fundraising and grant success, again, because of the work that you do, and because of the work that you do in giving on your own to the Ivy Tech Foundation. And on behalf of the foundation, thank you. So last year, for the first time, at least in recent years, we surveyed community leaders for their perspectives about each of our campuses. We received an overall rating of 8.06 on a 10-point scale. Overall, they clearly see Ivy Tech aligning to the work and needs of our communities. And in the current year, we'll be standing up our diversity, equity, and belonging measures. We have metrics to hold ourselves accountable, to each other, to external stakeholders, and specifically to get better. If there are metrics that I worry about and that I know causes some consternation for President Elsterman and our Board of Trustees, it's enrollment and retention. Teams across all of our campuses have been working to develop intentional strategic enrollment management plans that have the opportunity to significantly impact next year's enrollment and retention. Required advising based on ensuring that students have accurate academic completion plans has the opportunity to increase retention and therefore enrollment. 8-week courses continue to show positive outcomes for students and therefore impact retention and enrollment. Structured schedules and our movement towards guided pathways provide a framework for students to create solid plans for their persistence and success. Now, I'd layer the career coaching and employer connections work on top of all that. And when you do all that, most of the pieces are there. These are just a few of the major efforts taking place to move us forward successfully for our students, for the communities we serve, for each other, and for the college. You know, there's no quick fix to this work. It's fundamentals. It's just fundamentals. Not going to use a sports analogy like you might anticipate. I'm going to take a different twist. When I was in high school, I was a dedicated musician. I played all brass instruments except for the trombone because these arms can't reach the 7th position. As a trumpet player, I wanted to play like Maynard Ferguson. Maynard was a jazz trumpet player, what we called a screech trumpet player, super, super high notes. I had a fellow musician like Maynard that could hit a triple high C. That was my goal, in addition to becoming a better musician overall. Every day I practiced the fundamentals, and eventually I got it. I hit the triple high C, and then I got to where I could do it repeatedly. While I never could play, and certainly can't anymore, like Maynard Ferguson or even like my fellow musician, Scott Fell, I accomplished my goal. I applied good strategy, sought guidance from teachers and fellow musicians, let things go that weren't making a difference in helping my ability, and applied more of the techniques that did. It was, in many ways, my growth mindset. Our ability to achieve these sticky metrics, while acknowledging that the goals are certainly aggressive, is within our shared capabilities. Together, we're laying the foundation for greater success moving forward. And again, I want to say thank you. We're moving in all moving in the right direction. Take a moment to celebrate the fact that all of our metrics are moving in the right direction. Sue?
Well, Andy, thank you for the update and your playing of the trumpet, but that's really good. Our metric work to all of our colleagues is so important. And as you said, we are moving in the right direction. Absolutely. And we should celebrate that. We just have more to go.
We do.
And I thank everyone on the team that's helping us move this college forward to be what we need to be for our students, communities, and employers. Well, as we close out today, we have a guest, one of our newest chancellors, Dr. David Balkin, our South Bend Elkhart campus chancellor. David, welcome. Please tell us a little bit more about yourself and the campus.
Thank you for having me here today, Dr. Elsperman. I appreciate it. Well, I have a bachelor's, master's, and PhD in engineering from the University of Notre Dame, which for those from South Bend, you realize I'm a triple domer. And although I didn't mention it to a lot of people, I'm actually married to a double domer. We have four adult children. My wife likes to boast that we're tremendously successful parents because my kids call for advice every week. But candidly, I have to keep reminding her that calling for money isn't the same as calling for advice. But with that said, I've spent most of my professional career in industry. I worked for the IBM Microelectronics division for over 25 years. And while with IBM, I helped start their 8-inch semiconductor foundry business, managed their $500 million custom logic business, directed their 900-person application-specific integrated circuit and electric design automation organization, as well as managed several large international teams. In 2010, I left IBM to help lead a tech startup company in Southern California, which ultimately led to me consulting with 3 other tech startups between 2010 and 2014. In 2014, with my 2 youngest children attending college in the Chicago area, I had the opportunity to return to my alma mater to serve as the managing director of Notre Dame's Center for Nanoscience and Technology. In my 3.5 years in that role, the center grew to be one of the most successful centers on campus. In 2017, I moved over to Notre Dame's development organization and served as the director for the San Francisco and Silicon Valley region, raising money for the university. While at Notre Dame, I also had the opportunity to serve as a capstone advisor to students participating in the STEAM program, a master's program in entrepreneurship, and mentor to undergrads performing research and also postdocs looking to advance their careers. Last May, I learned about the Chancellor opening at the South Bend Elkhart campus and recognized it as a fantastic opportunity to potentially leverage my education and experience and to better help students in our local community.
Awesome. So tell us about South Bend Elkhart. What are the strengths of your campus and the community?
As you may know, the South Bend Elkhart region is one of the largest manufacturing hubs in North America. I think our local community is perfectly positioned to become the largest advanced manufacturing and automation hub in the country. To that end, we are strengthening our engagements and collaborations with local companies, local colleges and universities, Horizon Educational Alliance, as well as community leaders in St. Joseph, Elkhart, and Marshall counties to ready our region for growth. We are all focused on enhancing the workforce readiness of the residents, and we're teaming to best leverage our collective assets. Ivy Tech is critical to enabling the local workforce through training and development required for this transformation. As a result, our campus is finalizing plans for the build of an advanced manufacturing and automation facility, the iFlex Lab, at our Elkhart County location that we hope will ultimately serve as the premier advanced technology showcase and training facility in the Midwest. With that said, our campus is also focused on the needs of our entire community. In addition to our work in advanced manufacturing and Industry 4.0 training initiatives, local collaborations are also committed to creating an exciting breadth of career pathways for students starting in high school, ranging from dual credit opportunities to apprenticeships. As an example, we have a local IT sector partnership that has begun training entry-level workers. Their goal is to continuously improve their programming to fully cultivate the skills and talent of our local workforce. I'm thankful for all the great partners in our region, and especially our campus's team of faculty and staff who are committed to supporting our students in our greater community.
So I also understand that in conjunction with this work in creating the iFlex Lab in Elkhart, you're partnering with a local school system in a very innovative manner. Could you share a little bit more about that?
Definitely. In Elkhart County specifically, we have thousands of dual credit students. We plan to grow our campus enrollment by fully engaging with those high school students, as well as the Elkhart Area Career Center. We want to provide all dual credit students with defined certificate or degree completion plans, as well as clear descriptions of their next stackable certificate for a given career pathway. We want every student who graduates with any dual credits to know exactly what they'll need to do next to earn a degree or a certificate or their next certificate at Ivy Tech. We want to ensure that our local students fully understand the cost and time benefits of completing a program at Ivy Tech. We're also working to ensure that we have complementary program offerings with the Elkhart Area Career Center. This is being done through a partnership that's starting with the machine tool technology, which is being offered at their facility. Our mutual goal is to ensure that our collective investments in facilities, equipment, curricula, and faculty are best optimized for our community's good.
David, that's terrific. I know you also have plans where the Strategic Enrollment Plan, the SEPs, will be a key part of your team's efforts. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. Currently, we're developing an extensive strategic enrollment plan to ensure that we're best serving our region. One key component of that plan revolves around significantly improving our service to our growing Hispanic community, whose educational attainment is critical to our region's success. We're working to fully engage our Hispanic community. We're working with local community leaders to help us better understand cultural sensitivities and considerations to build this community's trust in our college. These lessons will be best practices to further engage and support this important constituency. The South Bend Elkhart Recruitment and Admissions Working Group has identified this need as being core to its multi-step action plan that will tap mentors, staffing, community outreach, data analysis, marketing, and scholarships to support this great community.
What a great connection to your community. We look forward to hearing more about your plans and to help the campus meet its goals. Thank you for coming today, and thanks for joining us and coming on board.
Thank you.
So, in 2020, as we close out, we are going to have our President's Update every other month. So be sure to mark your calendar for our next President's Update on Friday, February 28th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And in a final closing, I want to thank each and every one of you for your hard work, your dedication, and contributions to the college. Because of you, we have been able to see students like Gail Ogden, who designed that card, to succeed in their pursuit of a high-value, in-demand career. I hope you have a pleasant and safe holiday season with family and friends. Enjoy our winter recess where we encourage you to recharge, recoup, do something fun and rewarding. And thank you for joining us today. Have a wonderful weekend and wonderful holidays.
I am your host, Kara Monroe. You can connect with me on Twitter at KNM Tweets. You can reach us by email at ourcollegeyourvoices@ivytech.edu with show ideas or comments about any episode. Don't forget, you can always leave us a voicemail at 317-572-5049. Again, that number is 317-572-5049. Our website is ivytech.edu/podcast. Production assistance for this and every episode provided by Becky Campbell, Sarah Ferguson, and the Ivy Tech Community College marketing team. And our podcast concept is by Matthew Pittman. Theme music, recording, and post-production services provided by the amazing Jen Edds at the Brassy Broadcasting Company. And we will talk to you next time on Our College, Your Voices.